I would always say I've probably been a
Sorry.
positive person from day one of my life. I don't believe that I'm a negative. I don't look at things negatively. But I would say there's been more of a conscious shift over the last probably 10 to 12 years. Actually, so another example of life experiences, about 12 years ago, I slipped a disc in my back, T5, I think it was, so the thoracic.
Yeah.
Anyway, it recovered as much as it can recover because it never can. And subsequently, 18 months later, I slipped another disc in my neck. Then had some tests just to work out what was going on. And then I was diagnosed with something called it's actually ankylosing spondylitis or ankylosing spondylarthritis. And what that basically is an inflammatory disease of the spine and the joints, and left
Yeah.
untreated, the spine would fuse. So I now have something like 7 damaged discs in my spine, neck and spine, shall I say? And that was a big change in my life. So I was a huge sports person. I played football the whole time. Football was my happy space and my happy place, but it was what's the right word? It was my zen. It was my moment when my mind was completely clear. I could just be in whatever stage of life, whatever was happening, and just literally envelop myself in that moment. So after my first damaged disc, I had some time out playing football.
Yeah.
After my second one and the diagnosis, I basically had to stop playing. And whilst I was a decent player, I'm talking a professional level, but a decent player, and I could enjoy what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was a huge shift for me, a huge shift. I had to find something that filled the void,
Yeah.
um, and also try and help me mentally, because as I said, football was really a very, very good mental
Yeah. I
support
mean,
for me.
exercise and its role in mental health is well known. So yeah.
Yeah. And invariably, I went down two directions. One was work. I threw myself into work. To be fair, it worked out well. I had a new company I was building. And yeah, so I threw myself into that
Yeah.
100%. And then I also went down a more, I think, more spiritual route, dealing with more meditations, meditation circles,
Okay.
and trying to understand more about me.
And
And
that's an
and
interesting choice, particularly as a successful businessman and a bloke. It's not that normal. I mean, I'm not saying it's abnormal or wrong or anything like that, but it isn't usual. So, what do you think took you down that more spiritual meditation route? What was it in you, or what did you experience? I thought, right, I'm going to give that a go. I mean, I think it's a wise choice personally, but what was it that got you going in that direction?
well, the I think first and foremost, I've always been a spiritual person. I've always felt different connections, been quite intuitive, or been intuitive full stop.
Yeah.
Having a feeling in different senses around me. So
As well as the
and
sport at school, you also did the theatre and the arts as well.
I did as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I I,
So it's an
I think I've
interesting
all
combination.
I've always said one thing in my life, and it's kind of amazing how what you project and what you think about what you put out there does come back, and you look back. I've always said I want everything in this life. I want to be successful business wise. I want to be financially successful. I want to be educationally successful. I want to help people. I want to have a family. I want to be good at sports. I want to be good at theatre. I want to be on stage again. Um, all of these. I just want the full richness of life, and authentically, not to do it for the sake of doing it, and but authentically doing it. And I think my mother's very spiritual, and while she hasn't personally gone down that route on a constant basis, it's definitely there. My dad's always been, so, very close to mediums and psychics throughout his life, so I guess I've always heard that. It's always been around me. But I went to a lady when I was about 18 years old, and we still speak to this day, and not in the same vein. And she and I connected wonderfully well, and she has been near enough 100% on everything she's ever said to me, literally everything. And the other side of it, going back slightly, is the meditation circle, and the connectivity within that. You start to, the saying, seeing is believing. When you see, when you feel, and when you believe, suddenly things become a lot easier as well. And I think once you've seen, it's hard to once you see something, you can't unsee it. It's there. It's a life experience, whatever it is. So going into meditation for me, I think was something that felt very natural. As I said, there was a need. I obviously couldn't do anything that was too strenuous. I didn't really know how my body was. I changed everything. I really changed everything. In that moment, that my body changed for me and I changed with it.
If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.